Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, actually. I guess we could say morning, maybe afternoon. Darren Douglas, as Darren's continuing to work on rosters here, but we are here live at Kentucky State University, William Warfield, and Darren Douglas will have your play-by-play today. And we got the East-West All-Star game coming up, presented to you by the Kentucky Middle School Football Association, Football University, and our title sponsor on PrepSpin, the Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner. And we also want to thank Dowling Dental and Brown, Frost, and Todd for all their support here on the network. We are moments away from the introductions, folks, and we will be back here live from Frankfort, right here at Alumni Field at Kentucky State University.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
For over 100 years, Russell Athletic has built the uniforms that transform individual athletes into teams. Teams united in passion for the game and unapologetic in their desire to win. Whether you're celebrating a hard-earned championship or heading back to the gym for next season, when teams come together, Russell Athletic will be there, always.
I'm Mark Ingram. I wear Russell Athletic, and I play for team.
Well, fans, make sure that you tweet us during today's game. Our computer is up, and we got our Twitter page up and running. So if you want to tweet us during today's game, you can do so. Just use the @ symbol and PrepSpin during your tweet, and we'll be able to pick that up right here and possibly read your shout-outs to your favorite player, your favorite team today, right here live on air. So make sure that you interact with us through Twitter. Again, that's @PrepSpin on Twitter. We're getting ready to head down to the field for the starting introductions. And with that, we'll turn it over to the public address announcer.
Has been selected. This team roster includes players selected. This team players selected. For our 7th grade squad, number 16, Xavier Roller from Elkhorn. Number 5, Jake Evans from Crosby. Number 24, Bryce Tackett, JCMS. Jay Jones, number 6, Elkhorn. Richard Jones, number 1, Union. Cameron Phipps, number 4, Elkhorn. Ethan Barnett, number 63, Cameron. Keegan Points, number 55, Union.
Normally they have them lined up in by numbers, but they don't have it like that today.
Alvin Strong, number 72, Hazard. Austin Upchurch, number 44, South Pulaski. Jalen Allen, number 2, JCMS. John Killingsworth, number 10, Crosby. Jackson Snyder, number 82, Henderson. Brittany Menard, number 7, Hazard.
Brittany The girl that's playing from Hazard, we'll focus in on her for a second and let you take a look at this young lady that's making a way here in middle school football.
Number 32, South Pulaski.
The only girl that made the All-Star team.
Number 52, JCMS.
So congratulations to her.
Connor Wright, number 25, Pike. John Ashurst, number 26, Belfry. Dylan Talbot, number 56, Grace. Tyson Keller, number 34, Union. Morgan Ray, number 14, Ray. Isaiah Birchfield, number 21, Belfry. Darrell Brookins, number 9.
Isaiah Birchfield to show him number 21 from Belfry.
Jalen Johnson,
Take a look at
number
this young
42,
man.
Campbell. And Blake Burton, number 11, South Pulaski. Here's your 7th grade East Roster All-Star team.
So 7th grade East roster there for the East All-Stars. We're going right into the West, so we'll pan over to the West for you.
Number 25, William Wright, Wayne County.
William Wright, Wayne County.
Number 22, Evan Spader, Bowling Green.
There's Evan Spader of Bowling Green, future star.
Braden Page, Campbellsville.
Page from Campbellsville.
Number 27, Chase Jones, Bowling Green.
Chase Jones. Well, you heard his name a lot during the tournament.
Monroe County. Number 34, Spencer Barnett, Drakes Creek. Number 26, Ivan Crockett, Bowling Green. Number 5, Seth Thompson, Spencer County.
Seth Thompson,
Number
Spencer County.
42, Kane Adams.
That wind is strong today, as you guys can imagine.
Number 21, Jace Broner, Somerset.
Again, you can reach out to us on Twitter at PrepSpin.
Callaway.
There's a Brown from Callaway.
Number 64,
But
Josh.
reach out to us on Twitter. Tweet out to us at PrepSpin.
Number 52, Dylan Glass, Bowling Green. Number 70, Jordan Flynn, Wayne County. Number 54, Jerion Thompson, Bowling Green.
There's Thompson from Bowling Green. He had a big tournament.
55, Jason Darasek, Wayne County.
Big 75 from Wayne County.
Nathan Trawick, Bowling Green.
Another Bowling Green All-Star.
Number 8, Zach Brazel, Drakes Creek.
Brazel from Drakes Creek.
Somerset.
We're just going to pan these guys from
Number 1,
left to right.
Nelson Browner, Callaway. Number 58, Zach Ball, Taylor County. Number 48, Dylan Barnett, Drakes Creek. Number 69, Logan Carafa, South Warren. Head coach, Kenny Davidson. Assistant, Justin Hatchett, Tommy Burns, Taylor Bird. And this is your 7th grade West Black All-Star.
Folks, we're going to step out just for a second, and we're going to be right back here with the kickoff from Frankfort. This is the 7th grade middle school all-star game. The 8th grade, the 8th grade game will follow as soon as this one completes at approximately about 2 o'clock. So we'll be back here in just a couple minutes, folks.
Nice job today.
Thanks, Coach.
Proud of you. We'll get back at it tomorrow. If we lose focus on the field, it could cost us a penalty or even the game. If you lose focus behind the wheel by texting and driving, it costs you a fine or worse, your life. Big Blue Nation, don't text and drive.
There you see the teams meeting out there in the middle of the field, the coin toss about to happen, and with your play-by-play today, I give you Mr. Darren Douglas.
Thank you, William. Good afternoon, or good morning, actually, from Alumni Stadium here in the capital city of Frankfort on the campus of Kentucky State University. It's the East-West All-Star Game, courtesy of the Kentucky Middle School Football Association, and you see the captains at the middle of the field. The team in white is the East squad. The captains for the East are Jay Montgomery Jones out of Elkhorn Middle, right out of the capital city here in Frankfort. Brittany Menard out of Hazard. She's the young lady, the first time ever a young lady playing in this game. She's number 7. She's the one to your left in the gold helmet. Number 26 will be John Ashurst out of Belfry. And then number 42, and that is Jalen Johnson out of Campbell Middle School, and I believe that is over in Winchester is where Campbell is located now. So for the West squads, I can't pick out their numbers across the way, blocked by the East squad, but as soon as I get those, I'll give them to you. This is the 5th year that William and I have been here to bring you the Kentucky East-West All-Star Game, and the only year we missed was a couple of years ago. We both had prior commitments on the date that was set for this game, William, but we have something to brag about. Number one, this basically has gotten us to where we are as far as PrepSpin is concerned, and number two, there are about 12 players that will be playing this coming Friday and Saturday in the high school state championship games, most of those representing Williamsburg High School.
That's correct, and that's going to be an exciting game down there in Bowling Green. But today we got middle school football all-star here on task, and these athletes have came here to bring it. But it's always nice, Darren Douglas, to see kids that's come through the Kentucky Middle School Football Association and the great work that Greg Mitchell and Jamie and those guys do, Adam, and just an awesome job that they do putting all this together and being able to see kids come through this organization and these tournaments that they put on and do great things on the next level. I can tell you one who had a great game yesterday, and that was Kyle Bolin, who beat the Kentucky Wildcats. He came up through the Kentucky Middle School Football Association as well.
I want to apologize to all the UK fans out there watching right now. That was tough to watch.
It was, but if you're a Kentucky Middle School Football Association guy, and people back at home that's watching today, certainly supporting these athletes out here, you gotta love it when a kid can go to the college level and especially on a big, huge platform like that and perform well, especially coming in as a third string quarterback and showing everybody what he's got. What an opportunist there.
Well, the two
opportunist.
There you go. Easy for you to say. The two captains that I could pick up for the West squad dressed in all black was Seth Thompson, number 5 for Spencer County, number 7 Jordan Flynn for Wayne County. I apologize to the other two young men. I could not pick up their numbers as the captains broke at midfield. The white will receive. That is the East squad. They'll be moving right to left on your computer or television screen as you may have your set up this afternoon, and we're about set for the 7th annual Kentucky Middle School East-West All-Star Game. This is the 7th grade version. The 8th grade will follow at 2 o'clock.
50 degrees here at game time today, and that's warm.
Pretty
good.
Yeah,
especially for last day of November.
Spencer Barnett from Drake's Creek will kick it away, and it's Squibber, and it'll be fallen on by the East squad at the 46-yard line. Their own, actually, they're going to mark it at the 47. Their own 47, covered up by number 32 for the East squad. That is Chandler Truitt out of South Pulaski. And this kind of adds a little something to it. I think this guy here is actually the actual public address announcer for Kentucky State University's football program, I do believe.
Yeah, he's we talked to him earlier, and he's also an assistant coach there for Frankfort Middle School as well.
Okay, and you know what? And I highly recommend coming to a black college football game. It is an experience all itself. First carry of the ball game goes to number 42 for the East squad, Jalen Johnson out of Campbell. I'm sorry, that's Price on the carry.
Well, you know, Kentucky State, actually Steve Tresser's an alumni from here at Kentucky State.
Did not know that.
Yes, sir.
And I've known Steve a while.
And Steve couldn't be here with us today, but we want to send our well wishes out to him, and happy birthday to his young one as well.
Okay.
Celebrating a birthday today.
Yeah, he better be there for that. Don't miss the young one's birthdays. I formation for the East squad on the first possession of the ball game. They turn, give it off to the deep man. This is Jones out of Elkhorn Middle, off to the right side, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. He will be drug out of bounds inside the 10. Looks to be about the 6-yard line on the tackle for the West squad.
Nice run.
Looks to be number...
Those jerseys are
well, they're hard to see. Number 1, Nelson Browning out of Callaway County. Came all the way from his right cornerback spot to make the tackle. A huge gain of 41 yards down to the 3-yard line of the West. East lining up in the I formation with Jones on the back of it. The quarterback for the East is Blake Burton out of South Pulaski. They turn, give it off to Jones, and he'll walk in for the game's first touchdown.
Second man through, and what a good little run there. And how about the East getting on the board first?
4 plays and the touchdown, and now Brittany Menard will be in to try the extra point for Hazard. And she has the distinction of being the first female to play here.
That's
in the
automatic Hall of Fame right there.
Yep, East-West All-Star game. And I've heard she's got an outstanding leg.
Yeah,
we'll see.
She's a heck of a soccer player is what I heard. And
yeah, so
she decided to try out for the football team.
Snap's a good one. The hold is a good one. The kick is up.
And it's good.
And the kick is good.
How about that?
Yeah, so with 9:06 to play in the first quarter of action, it's the East 7, the West nothing. We'll be back with more here on PrepSpin.com.
There's something special in the air at the University of Louisville. Investment and constant progress are helping today's students and faculty unleash their potential, discover new answers, open more doors, give back to others, see new worlds, and become champions in everything they do. Now, more than ever, it's a great time to be a Louisville Cardinal.
7-0 East on top of the West. The West will get their first possession of the ball game here this afternoon from Frankfort. Kentucky State University's Alumni Stadium, the site. And Brittany Menard out of Hazard will kick it away for the East squad. She had the extra point after the touchdown run by Jay Montgomery Jones out of Elkhorn. Back deep for the West is Nelson Browning out of Callaway County. He's on the far hash mark at the 20. Here to the near side is Seth Thompson out of Spencer County. Here on the near side with the blue helmet.
Brittany's coming over to the sideline. She wanted to.
I think they lost. Did they lose the kicking tee, or they want to know what to do? Or who's kicking? And of course, you run into this all the time with the.
She thought she was kicking, and they're going to put in
indecision. Well, coaches don't cover this. It's Connor Wright coming on to kick off for Pikeville, 25 in white. He's a left-footed kicker. So Thompson and Browning deep for the West. Comes here to the near side, kicks up at the 28. Fielded by Thompson at the 26. Has an alley and then upended at the 33-yard line by Jones. And looks like number 26, John Ashurst out of Belfry. And again, our Twitter account is up and running. You can tweet us at PrepSpin.
The little @ symbol in PrepSpin. You can send your favorite shout out to your favorite athlete out there.
For you Belfry fans who carried on a chatter with us in the state playoff finals, we hope you're up and watching.
Food and football.
Food and football.
Maybe Mary Conley's watching today.
Possibly. They give it off to Browning on the jet sweep. He can't get through, and a nice defensive play by the East squad. On the tackle, Jay Montgomery Jones on the tackle.
Yeah, that's Jones. He came around there in a hurry.
Richie Jones. I thought that was Browning on the carry.
Tackle by Montgomery Jones. Bringing up second down.
Montgomery Jones on the tackle, loss of 2, but a play was really made by another East defender. Didn't catch the number, who actually forced him deeper into the backfield. I formation. We get a whistle. And a stoppage of play. You'll notice the referee, the head official, is mic'd up.
Montgomery Jones, now he was all over the play, though, Darren.
Yeah.
He got in there quick.
But again, it was made by another guy who made the runner go deeper. Here's a handoff to the West squad's Chase Jones out of Bowling Green. And he stopped for another loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd and 13 for the West squad, who trail it 7-0 here early on.
Sun's coming in and out here through the clouds, so we'll try to keep our camera.
Well, you came prepared. You've got a space heater here, but you roasted me out of this little press box.
That's theirs. They got one. It's an infrared space heater. Old school here. But,
excuse me, shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1 back to the right. In trouble is the quarterback, and down he goes.
Down he goes. That's right. That was big number 34 there for the East side.
It's Connor Rogers out of Franklin Simpson, the quarterback, and he was sacked and stopped by number 42. That's Jalen Johnson out of Campbell.
Got to like that. The guy coming in there again, that the speed of the East right now on defense is, in offense too, so far here today has been pretty outstanding.
So they're going to send Montgomery Jones back deep for.
They're just going to let them punt, It looks like.
Usually most times it's a pretty good punt. Comes down to Jones at the 46 of the West. He has an alley along the right side. Cuts it back up into the middle field, and then is hit.
He was hit.
And straightened up at the 32. A flag behind the play at the 40.
Might be a face mask or a hold,
possibly. I think it's
possibly.
going to be a block in the back, actually. An illegal block in the back probably coming up on the East squad, but they'll have great field position in the
It's a hold.
Quarterback, or in the West half of the field.
Yep, holding against the East there.
So it's holding on the East squad.
You might have seen a block in the back too, but the hold came before that happened.
2-yard penalty will be first down.
It'll be 1st and 10 from right on the midfield stripe for the East squad, who leads it 7-0. New quarterback in on this series, as they have, I think, 3 on the roster. Can't pick up his number right now. Oh, this is Azarius Roller out of Elkhorn. He'll turn, give it off to the deep man. We have a flag, flies, and
we got some tweets coming in there.
Okay, Isaiah Israel, his teammate from Elkhorn, stuck right at the 49 of the West, but a flag on the play. And what are we going to get? I think we're going to get illegal motion.
Jake Evans from Crosby, his girlfriend's watching back at home today, and she wishes him a good game today.
And we're going to take it's a
illegal procedure. So you're going to have 7 on the line of scrimmage on the offense. 5-yard
Coach
penalty.
Shanklin. Coach Shanklin's tuning in, and along with Octavia Pendleton. Want to thank them for tuning in as well today. So Charles Barnett, the second.
So a 5-yard penalty on the East squad. Moves it back to their own 45. So it'll be 1st and 15 for the East. They turn. Pitch it back to Israel. Sweeping wide left. Gets a block. Gets around the corner. Steps out of bounds at the West 45. So give him 10. And it'll be 2nd down and 5. A gain of 10 on the play for Israel from Elkhorn. I believe the 7th grade Elkhorn team won their middle school conference championship. And their 8th grade was actually defeated in the 8th grade championship game. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, from up the road, Whitford County got them. So, and what was termed a really outstanding ball game. I formation. They bring a receiver. Birchfield from motion. They turn. Give it off to Israel. He straightened up at the 44-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and 4 for the East squad coming up, leading at 7-0 with 6:15 to play. Clock running first quarter. It looks like they're playing 10-minute quarters, too. Am I correct?
Well,
it's usually on the 7th grade level, they play 6 minutes. 8th grade,
usually
bonus
8 time
minutes,
today, it looks like.
And I figure you've made a lot of these kids have made, and their families have made a big trip from their hometowns. Probably the furthest that I can think of is Belfry. It's about as far east as you can go.
The
They
Pirates,
turn, roller, back to throw, has a man wide open, and it's just off his hands. Looking for Jalen Johnson of Campbell, and it was just a little too tall.
You were talking about the state high school tournament, the championship games next week. Well, Belfry's there too, and Belfry's been a big part of the Kentucky Middle School Football Association. So I'm guaranteeing that probably 60 or 70% of those kids on that Belfry high school team
we've seen play.
We've seen play, exactly.
Yeah,
at the
that's
middle
probably a
school
lot
level.
more than that, to be honest with you. I'd probably say we're probably closer to 75 or 80% of the kids from that Belfry team.
Very possible.
They only have 5 seniors. And I'll go out on a limb. Belfry Central, the Class 3A game on Friday, will be the best game of the 6.
Just
roller, back to throw again. He has a man open, and just laying out was Isaiah Birchfield of Belfry, just off his fingertips, and a nice throw from Roller.
Yeah, it was.
And they ran a wheel route, but Birchfield just couldn't make the grab, and it's turned over on downs.
Coach is praising the effort there of the young men that they gave the attempt to catch the ball.
I tell you, we've seen some really good games. And I tell you what, folks, if you have not seen the catch, and we'll talk about it here in a minute as we get
the
West back
kid,
real quick. Yeah, we'll get it right back in just a minute. 2 receivers here to the near side, 1 back to the right. Running backs on either side of the quarterback. They turn, give it off to the running back, Braden Page, out of Campbellsville. Gives him a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Upchurch on the tackle out of Wayne County. And boy, I tell you, I'm going to show my age here. But I'm wondering,
be careful with that.
With the name Upchurch down in Monticello in the Wayne County area, I wonder if he's related to the former,
they get some
or
up
to the
churches
head,
in,
I shouldn't say the former, the current high school wrestling coach.
Yeah, they get some up churches down in Lincoln County, too.
They do.
Wayne up church.
Yep, they turn. Give it off to the other man in the backfield. This is number 9 for the West squad, Travis Brown out of Callaway County. He's tripped up at the East 46-yard, and he should have a first down. It's right on the sticks. A gain of 9, first down for the West, who now make their initial trip into East territory.
We need to thank Mesner Photo, too, for all your photos of all the action here today and from the tournament as well. And I believe from the banquet last night, too. You can get on mesnerphoto.com, mesnerphoto.com, and buy some real prints. I think he said $1 for digital downloads.
Give it off to Brown again. And he'll go down to the 41-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5 on the tackle for the East squad. John Ashurst, 26, along with Jalen Johnson. Ashurst out of Belfry, got that familiar white helmet with the red stripe and the skull and crossbones in red. on the side. But and Jones, the tackle. Or Johnson, the tackle from Campbell, playing really well here earlier. They turn, pitch it back to number 2 as a flag flies. Braden Page out of Campbellsville, and he's dropped for a loss of 3, and we have a flag on the play. I think they're going to get illegal procedure on the West.
Yeah, I think so too.
Rosters at about 27 or 28 players per side.
Well, I saw you at the banquet last night. You were mingling with a lot of people there, and tell us how that went for you.
Very well. I got to meet.
You guest spoke too last night.
I did. Just kind of was battling with my throat a little bit, my voice, but went home and doctored it up a little bit last night with some hot tea and some lemon juice, and ready to go today for 2 games. But got to mingle with some parents. I met a guy I'm familiar with, saw him play in high school, and now currently getting ready to be a senior over at Georgetown College, Tanner Evans, who will be the starting quarterback heading into the spring workouts over there for the Tigers. Met his parents and his younger brother. They turn here to the west, give it off to the big running back out of Bowling Green, Chase Jones. He's dropped for a loss.
He sure was. You got to love these East guys on the defense.
Again on the tackle for the East, Jalen Johnson out of Campbell, along with number 10, John Killingsworth out of Crosby.
Now, I will say that the East side had a lot more kids turn out than the West side did this year. So the West may be down a little bit because of the turnout from the West side.
Bring up 3rd down and about 7.
Be interesting when we get Greg Mitchell and some of his staff members up here from the Kentucky Middle School Football Association Board of Directors to find out how they split the state up east-west. Throw, knocked down, it's intercepted. And that is.
He's going to go to the house, brother.
I'm trying to see the number. That looks like 82, Jackson Schneider out of Anderson County.
It is.
It's exactly who it is. The ball was tipped out, and we got a flag back at the 44-yard line, though, of the East. And I don't know.
Could this be off or not, or will it stand?
Could be, but we'll see what it is here. Rogers' pass was tipped. Didn't see who the defender was that was in his face that knocked it up in the air. And we'll see what the penalty is against, see what it is against the East. And they're coming back to the middle of the field, so it's all for naught.
Tough break.
Possibly pass interference or illegal contact. We'll see.
Good break for the West, bad break for the East.
Or it could be a block in the back on the possession, change of possession. We'll see. It is. It's a post-possession foul, so wipe the touchdown off the board for the East and Jackson Snyder of Anderson County. It's a post-possession interception. Blocking below the waist, coming up against the East squad, but that's okay. They'll get the football for their 3rd possession here in the first quarter with 2:48 to play and leading 7-0.
So getting back to the banquet, I noticed that you had a lot of fans there that knew who you were.
Yeah. Got to meet.
Did you sign some autographs?
No, I did not. We talked about some ball games coming up. I got to meet some folks, and I was really happy to meet a lot of them. I got to meet the parents of Devin Sams of Corbin, the young man that we were talking about a moment ago that made the catch that we sent into ESPN.
Yeah.
For the top 10. And I want to go on record here, William, as saying when we sent in to ESPN, they denied it as one of the top 10 plays of the week or the day. And I watched those later on that night, and guess what? None of those compared to the catch by Sams. And I'm not saying that because I was there. I'm saying it because I saw the top 10 they revealed, and then I saw the top and I saw the young man's catch here. It was as good a catch as you'll ever see.
You know, they get inundated with thousands of those things a day. You
understand, but they had one last night. They had the North Oldham Owensboro game that made the top 10 last night.
Yeah.
At the high school ranks, and for the 2nd consecutive week, and Corbin fans will relate to this, the 2nd consecutive week we have an immaculate reception in a high school playoff game in the state of Kentucky. 2 weeks ago, It was, oh, shoot, I just went totally blank. Corbin and Central on the final play of an untimed down at the end of the ball game where Central scored. Last night, or Friday night, it was Owensboro knocking off North Oldham in the same fashion. Timeout was called by the East. They're back on 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. They give it off to Montgomery Jones, trying to sweep the left end. He gets hammered. And I think we're going to get a face mask.
Well, that could be targeting right there, too. He was already on his way down and then got hit hard.
I think they're going to actually get the face mask. I think it's going to be an inadvertent face mask on the West. Seth Thompson on the tackle out of Spencer County. It is a 5-yard inadvertent face mask after the tackle. So we'll move it up to the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 6 after the loss of 1. So it's from the point of infraction. So it's 1st and 6 for the East squad who lead. It's 7-0 here. Remember the last time I was here 2 years ago with you, William, is pretty cold.
Yeah, we were bundled up.
The quarterback, Burton from South Pulaski, turns, pitches it back to Jones, trying to sweep around the right side, gets around the edge, has the corner. Up over the 45 and bumped out of bounds. And a flag back at the 30. It's probably coming back for holding. Braden Page of Campbellsville on the tackle for the West. But I think the Montgomery Jones run comes back after a hold behind the play at the 30-yard line of the East.
They need to let these guys just play.
Well, sometimes you see in all-star games like this, and the foul coming up on the East moves it back to their own 20-yard line as it's from the point of infraction. So it'll be 1st and 16 for the white-clad East squad. I don't know which one we have coming up at the halftime for the first game. We're getting Greg Mitchell.
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question. Well, I guess during a break we'll have to check.
Jamie's coming up in game 2, I know.
Okay. We'll talk to Greg Mitchell, the president of the Kentucky Middle School Football Association, as they go I formation. Receivers to either side, the tight end to the left. They give it off to Montgomery Jones, who stumbled coming out of the break. Has room up over the 30 to the 35-yard line. Gain of 15. And it'll be 2nd down and 3 for the East squad. And I tell you what, they've had success running to the left side for the East squad. And I'm looking down there at number 72, Dalton Strong, playing left tackle for the East out of Hazard. Big young man. He's the left tackle, and the left guard right next to him is no small fella, Ethan Barrett out of Kemmerer. 63 and white, so they both, that's where I would run.
Absolutely.
Two nice-sized young men, and we'll be looking forward to hearing them in the past. Here's a young man out of Johnson County Middle School. It's Bryce Tackett on the carry for Johnson County. It's 1st down for the East. He got 4 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Tackett had an unbelievable game in the championship game for the Eagles of Johnson County Middle School. I think he had 5 touchdowns, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Had a kickoff return for a touchdown, 3 rushing touchdowns, and an interception return for a touchdown.
Nice.
Wishbone formation, and we get a delay of game coming by the East. Well, I would like to say the stars of the game have been the two teams, but right now it's the guys wearing the stripes. A lot of flags here. But you expect that in an all-star game, especially early on. Get Bryson Sayers along with 5 others there, William, tweeting us right now. Wishbone formation for the first time today. Double tight end. They turn. Give it off to the right halfback. That's 25 Connor Wright of Pikeville, who breaks a tackle at the 38-yard line and spins sideways. It's knocked down just shy of the 40 to 39. Gain of 2.
Stop by number 8.
On the tackle for The West squad, Zach Brassel out of Trace Creek Middle School. And you notice a lot of those gold helmets with the purple face masks, and that usually signals Bowling Green. You got a lot of Bowling Green representatives on the West squad. That's the end of the first quarter here in Frankfort, with the East squad on top of the West squad at the Kentucky Middle School Football Association's East-West All-Star Game, 7th grade version, 7-0. Back with more on PrepSpin.com.
Houchins Industries, proud corporate sponsors of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association Girls Sweet 16.
All S, all P, all O, R T, S Sports. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
And welcome back here to Frankfort. William Warfield alongside Darren Douglas. And Darren, so far, man, there's been a lot of flags in the ball game. East has got up on the board. They lead 7-0. We saw history already today with Brittany Menard. She scored her first extra point, and that'll go down in history as the first female to score in a middle school all-star game.
Well, we come right back to the line of scrimmage after the quarter break. They'll line up double tight ends, 2 wing backs to the left. Montgomery Jones, the lone running back. They turn, pitch it back to Jones, trying to cut it around the left side, cuts it up inside, gets over the 40 to the 45-yard line. Gain of 6 after the loss of 1 on the play a moment ago. And he will get to the 45. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the East squad. I want to thank our fine sponsors that also do a lot of work for us throughout the year, not only with football, middle school, high school, a lot of different things as well. Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner of the Kentucky Center for Orthodontics there in Lexington. I believe they have a couple of locations.
They've got 8 locations throughout Kentucky, and what a great group of doctors there.
Been with us pretty much since the outset of PrepSpin, haven't they?
They have. They have. Dr. Durbin, big supporter, him and his business partners.
Brown, Frost, and Todd, another one of our fine sponsors, American Sign and Lighting, along with Dallin Dental in Nicholasville and Harrodsburg, and All Sports.
And Dallin also has a office there in Nicholasville as well for your convenience. But Dallin Dental, another big sponsor for us, and then we want to welcome All Sports on board with us for
over in the Fayette Mall
for basketball season. But we're giving a little bonus action here today.
Well, I will tell you this: All Sports Fayette Mall has grown absolutely huge since we both were growing up in this area of Kentucky. But
they have.
One of the fine sponsors along with us, and then we want to also mention Football University, which you and I have done some things for. You've done a little bit more than I have over the years, but Football University. Pretty good indication of what you will see at the college level when you get there, because you get great coaching at the NFL and some college coaches there as well. You get some guys that are former NFL players. I know the year that I went, I saw a lot of guys that I used to watch play as a kid and as a young adult growing up. My favorite guy to meet of that whole group, I actually had 2. The year I went down there with you to Williamsburg, Virginia, number 1 was a guy by the name of Billy White Shoes Johnson, and he is a character off the field as well.
Chicken dance,
yes,
man.
sir. I formation behind Roller, the quarterback here starting the second quarter. He turns, gives it off, fakes it to Montgomery Jones, tries the same pass, and we're going to get a holding penalty as he tried to hit number 82, the tight end Jackson Snyder out of Anderson County, and a hold coming up on the cornerback or linebacker for the West squad as he knew he was beat.
Let's talk about Football University a little bit more. You was talking about the people there that, former players that are there with, from the NFL days and college days, but and some arena football too. But what about the guys that actually behind the scenes, Bobby Brown.
My boy Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown, Robert Brown. he does an outstanding job with the video crew there, and we've got to work hand in hand with him, several events. But Joe Buffard as well, their marketing guy.
Boy, I tell you, you got no high energy.
Coach Buffard.
You got no more high energy of a guy that I've ever met in my life than Coach Buffard.
That's right. We love Coach Buffard. He's of
Italian descent, and he is just absolutely just go, go, go all the time.
I heard they call him the Italian Stallion.
Pass interference coming up on the west squad gives the East an automatic first down at the west 40. Roller back to throw, looking down the near sideline. He has a man, but it's just going to throw in. We haven't commented about the wind. He was throwing into the wind. The East is going into the wind here in the second quarter, and the wind kind of knocked it down.
How did that old song go? Against the wind.
It'll be second down and 10 from the west 40 as it comes back. He was looking for number 1, Richie Jones, out of Union Middle School out of Northern Kentucky.
That song was running against the wind. He was throwing against the wind.
That's tough. I mean, the wind is really blowing from our right diagonal across the field to the field house, which is to the right side of where we broadcast here up top of Alumni Field.
I wonder why I didn't see any birds today.
Up, they turn, pitch it back to Montgomery Jones, runs to his own blocker. Now he's going to be corralled in the backfield and slung down.
The double-double got in the backfield, and he was nothing but trouble.
Evan Spader of Bowling Green on the stop for the West squad.
Spader just came in the back there and did his thing.
Both of the Bowling Green 7th and 8th grade teams made the semifinals of the state playoffs. The semis were held at Lexington Catholic. The championship games were held over at Bryan Station in Lexington. I want to thank both those two schools because they absolutely took good care of us. Except you and I had a old-timers moment. We forgot one of our banners over at Lexington Catholic.
Oh, that's all right. That's home to me, brother.
I know, but we forgot them. Back to throw is Burton, and he's going to be dropped and sacked.
That's the freight train coming in there and getting him big number 54.
Back at the 47-yard line of the East, we have a flag on the far side. I think we're going to have illegal procedure against the East.
That's Deron Thompson.
Deron Thompson out of Bowling Green. Another purple for Coach Kevin Wallace of Bowling Green has a chance to.
He just got hit by the freight train, my friend.
And I tell you what, that Bowling Green program lost for the first time this year to Cali out of Tennessee, but they turned around and lost for the first time in 3 years to a Kentucky opponent. When Graves County upset them in the playoffs a couple of weeks ago, 7-0. Roller, rolling to his right, throws off the hands of Tackett, incomplete. And it goes over on downs to the West squad. So 7-0 in favor of the East as they turn it over on downs to the West, and the West will have it 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line of the West.
It's got to be his connection. Is that what it is? Yeah. That's what it looks like on our end.
So the West squad comes up with a defensive stop, and they'll send receivers, 3 here to the near side, 1 back to the right. The quarterback is Rogers. The running back is Page to his left. Has the shotgun snap. Now shovels it. His little shovel pass should be an incomplete pass.
All right, hey, just a heads up for the viewers out there that we understand we got some people back in Texas that are watching today. But there's a little tool icon on the video player that you're watching us on. And what you do is you click that, and then you can upgrade your quality. So you're probably watching in a low quality right now, but you can upgrade it up to 720p HD. And once you do that, then your quality will look a lot better on your end. And we try to fit all platforms for everybody. So if somebody's watching where they don't have very good internet, they're able to watch it still. But if you're in a good area where you can get the best internet, definitely put it up on 720p. And watch it in HD with us.
Well, in the meantime, we had an encroachment penalty on the East that gives the West a 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5. They turn, give it off to Brown. He'll get it inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Said the ball was down as Johnson comes out of it for the East squad, and they said, no, bring it back It'll be 1st and 10 for the West squad. There's 2 or 3 East defenders there in on the tackle. Didn't see who caused the fumble or the supposed fumble according to the East squad, but it's a 1st down at the 35 for the West. Rogers has been at quarterback pretty much the entire way for the West squad. He sends the same formation, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Running back to his left, snapped almost directly to the running back. They're having trouble with the shotgun snap. That's Braden Page out of Campbellsville. They lose 5 on the botched shotgun snap. It'll be 2nd down and 15 for the West squad.
Definitely want to thank everybody once again for tuning in here today as we bring you middle school football all-star action here from Kentucky State University Alumni Field.
And now delay of game on the West squad, so it'll be 2nd down and 20 after the 5-yard penalty. So Rogers, the quarterback. Of course, sometimes lingo, communication. Now, they've been here for a few days over the Thanksgiving holiday to practice.
Mm-hmm.
But that still does not eliminate mistakes because you've got players from different schools coming in. We have another flag and a legal procedure on the West squad, so we'll back them up 5 more yards.
Well, if you're Allen Iverson, you definitely don't like practice. But
practice, well, that's true. So it's now 2nd down and 25 for the West squad, who will take a timeout. Again, we talked about all our fine sponsors, but go back to Football University. We talked about the off-the-field people. We had a lot of great people from all over the country. They were just not from the New Jersey area, which Football University is actually established and they're headquartered. But met people from all over the place. I got to meet some guys from San Antonio, Texas, where, of course, the Under Armour All-American game is played. You got, men and women who come from Florida, Georgia, wherever. The guy who heads up their Top Gun thing, let's talk about him. You want to talk about a character? Eric Daniels is, isn't he?
Eric Richards.
Eric Richards, I'm sorry.
Eric Richards, yeah.
Isn't he a character?
He is. He's a good guy.
Very intense guy. They get some intense training. And I met a lot of great people and players and coaches I watched. I actually got to meet Jeff Rutledge.
Mm-hmm.
And for all these young folks that don't know who I'm talking about, but the older fans out there, was a quarterback at Alabama and played for the legendary head coach Paul Bear Bryant. So got to sit down and talk with him as well.
Big hit in the backfield.
Big hit again in the backfield for the East squad, and that is on the stop. Well, he said a whole host, but Jake Evans out of Crosby was the initial guy on the stop. And I didn't see who was the ball carrier. Did you see the number on that?
Yeah, actually I did. It was
on the ball
looks
carrier.
Like number 2. Yeah.
Ball carrier?
Yeah, 2 was ball carrier.
That would have been Braden Page. It'll be 3rd and about 40.
Uh-oh.
And another bad snap, and Rogers trying to get on it. He can't do it, and the ball covered by the East squad at the West 25-yard line. And again, when you're not used to shotgun snaps as maybe a center, or you may be played offensive guard or tackle, and now they move you down to center for position purposes, it makes it a little tough. So the West squad turns it over on the botch snap and fumble recovery by the East. Didn't catch you. The fumble recovery was by, I believe, that was number 82, Jackson Schneider of Anderson County. I think he's the young man who came up with the fumble recovery. He also has an interception. So we have no fullback for the East. They turn, give it off to the deep man. That is Isaiah Israel. And I believe they only had 10 players on the field at the time of the snap for the East. Now they shuffle the fullback in as it was a loss of 1 for the East squad. Leading that charge for the West was Nathan Craig out of Bowling Green, number 44 in black. You have to bear with me a little bit because those numbers on those black jerseys are blue with a thin white stripe, and from where I'm sitting, it's tough to see.
Well, you blind as a bat anyway.
Well, that's true. We've covered that before. We'll leave it alone. Roller, back to throw. Looking deep, and it's incomplete. As he was looking for number 4, Cameron Phelps of Elkhorn, his teammate. One of 4 representatives for the Elks out of Elkhorn. Got their nickname, actually their school name, off a river that runs, actually a creek that runs
Drake's Creek.
About 2 miles away from the campus of where Elkhorn Middle School is located. It's actually Elkhorn Creek.
Not named after the rapper, though, right?
No, not Derek. I'm talking about Elkhorn.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And they are nicknamed the Elks.
The Elks.
They turn as Roller gives it off to the deep man, Israel. Big hole up the middle and rumbles inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
He's just running over folks.
And on the stop for the West, Curtis Pettit of Monroe County. The free safety came up and made a play for the West.
Who's your favorite number 22 of all time? Got to be Emmitt Smith, right?
No.
No.
Geez, I'm going to have to think about that for a minute.
Favorite 22 of all time. You guys.
Are you talking about NFL or college?
Anything of football.
Okay, they turn. Give it off to the deep man. This is Israel again. Inside the 11-yard line. They're going to give him the 10, so a gain of 5. Second down and 5 for the East squad.
Tweet us on our Twitter page. Just make
On the stop, Seth Thompson.
Get on your Twitter and just make a comment on there and just tag us by @PrepSpin. We're not even the hashtags. We just do @PrepSpin.
Well, if you say 22 at the college level, and I'll tell you just a minute. They turn. Busted play, and Roller will get it inside the 5. He'll be close to a first down. It'll depend on the spot from the near side official.
What was Bo Jackson back in college? You remember?
34.
34. That's right. You must have played a lot of Tecmo Bowl back in the day.
Just watched a lot of college football like I do now.
You remember the Boz?
It'll be a yard short. Yeah, Boz was 44. My favorite college player with the age of 22 is only because I got to meet him and talk to him. And people go, Mark Hicks. Showed you that short players or undersized players could play that game of football and play it at a high level. They turn, they fake it. It actually looked like another busted play, and Roller will get the first down at the 3-yard line as he just turned and followed his offensive line to get the first down. So first and goal for the East from the West 3.
Well, my 22 is better than your 22, man.
Emmett?
Only because he got the line. Can you imagine Barry Sanders if he had that Cowboys line in his career? Just think about that for a second.
I can think all day long, but give me a headache.
Barry would absolutely shatter everything, and probably nobody would have ever caught him.
Roller up under center, turns, gives off to the fullback Tackett to the 1. On the tackle, Jason Bruner of Somerset. First time we've called his name this afternoon.
And remember, folks, there's a little, it looks like a little bolt type of icon in the bottom right side of the video player that you're watching the game on. And you just click on that and you can change the quality settings of how you're receiving this today. So if you got really good internet, good download speed, put it on 720 and enjoy it in HD today.
They turn and give it off again to Tackett. Again on the stop for the East or the West squad was Bruner, along with Terry and Thompson out of Bowling Green. It'll be third and goal. Timeout West. We'll keep it right here as nobody is tweeted in their favorite number 22 of all time.
We got a couple new followers that have come on board with us. Sarah Lovett, it looks like, is following us now. And Sarah, if you're on Twitter, tweet to us and send a shout out to your favorite player, favorite team here today, and we'll try to get those on air for you. We do got some folks out there. Shanika Jackson, always Shanika Jackson, tweeting in to us, and she says that she's checking out Bryce Tackett today from Johnson County. She's a Johnson County lady, and she.
Well, they won the 7th grade championship a couple of weeks ago, and looked impressive in doing it.
So Bryce Tackett, Shanika's got her eye on you today.
So it'll be 3rd and goal from just outside the 1-yard line for the East as they're trying to power it in. You know, and I know the guy who's calling the offense for the East, Dr. Tim Rose, longtime coach here in Frankfort.
You call him T. Rose, don't you?
Yeah, Dr. Rose. They turn, pitch it back deep to Israel. In trouble in the backfield, gets away, and now dropped at the 15-yard line.
They should have been a flag thrown on there. That was face mask, brother.
First guy on the initial contact was Evan Spader, number 22 for the West squad, and then cleaned up by Seth Thompson. And timeout East with 1:49 to play in the first half. They lead it 7-0.
Trey Emmett following us now. I want to thank him.
Troy Emmett.
Trey.
Yep. Trey, glad you're with us. And William, for those that don't understand what we're trying to do here, we want to increase our following along Twitter, and we do that by just asking you to tweet in whatever you want. If you want to ask us a question about anything, like William threw out there a while ago, who is your favorite number 22 of all time, football-wise, college or at the pro level? And actually, you know what? I could really go way back because, not way back, but I could go to my favorite 22 just because I've known him such a long time, and he shows you that big fellas can play skill positions.
Thurman Thomas.
No, how about the hefty lefty, Jared Lorenzen? You know,
right.
He played quarterback. Now, folks, they were being generous when they said 280 at quarterback. I talked to Jared personally. Jared said he was closer to 300 playing quarterback. Imagine trying to tackle that quarterback, huh?
We got some tweets coming in here, and we'll get that in real quick. It says, PrepSpin, shout out to my nephew number 44, Nathan Trawick from Uncle Sam in North Carolina.
Cool.
So thank you. He goes by the name Broski692. I want to thank
Rylan Thomas now joining us as well. Thank you to all those.
Brittany Menard's coming out here.
Try a field goal into the wind. A 30-yard field goal, Menard. It is on its way. It'll be wide left.
And she had the distance, it looked like.
Yep, and she gets a pat on the helmet from one of her teammates, Chandler Truitt of South Pulaski, who will feed Coach Larry French and the Warriors of Southwestern High School down there.
That's hard to think about. Larry French and the Warriors, even though he's been there a year now. It's hard to think about that.
Well, he started his coaching career here in Central Kentucky. He led Mercer County.
He's been to
the
Mercer,
state championship
Boyle,
game.
Lincoln.
Yep. He was at Lincoln right after. Actually, he went to Meade County, led them to a state championship appearance, the Greenway, before last year's state championship appearance. And then he turned around, Lincoln County, then at Boyle, now at Southwestern. They fake it. Rogers follows up into the hole. The quarterback for the West squad gets about 3.
Rylan Thompson following us now on Twitter. Thank you so much.
Gain of 3, bring it up 2nd down.
On the tackle for the East squad was number 44, Austin Upchurch, also out of South Pulaski. They turn, give it off to the big running back out of Bowling Green.
Late handoff there.
Chase Jones, and he's knocked down. And it's clock running with 1:03 to go. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the West squad, and a timeout is I believe that's Jones that took maybe a helmet or something to the lower back area or the hip area.
Yeah, lower extremities there that hopefully that young
I don't
man's
care.
all right.
Yeah, I don't care how big you are. You get hit with a helmet or something down there, it hurts.
Yes, sir. He's going to go over to the sideline, it looks like.
Going to get some help from his coaching staff over there. There's also, would you have ever thought the kind of weather we've had in the month of November?
Sound like
the
you
last
know where
couple
to go there.
Yeah, the last day of the month we have a 50-degree day.
Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
Well,
13 days ago we have snow on the ground. We got people missing school.
It motivates me to want to go and work on the car today.
They give it off to Thompson, who's drugged down from behind and
looked like a horse collar
by number 82.
Might be wrong.
Jackson Schneider, and boy, he thought Thompson was going to be able to go for a little bit, but he was caught by the shoulder and dropped down. He got a yard. It'll be 4th and 4. We'll call it a long 3. 4th and 3 for the West. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to either side.
Looks like they're going to try to.
Rogers back to throw, in trouble. Going to throw it away. And it'll go over on downs to the East squad. So with 7.8 seconds to play in the first half, the East get one more crack at it, leading 7-0.
Really, the West has nothing to hang their head on here. Is they been competitive inside the game. They've held East to only 7 points after East started the game off hot. And
gave up the first touchdown of the ball game on the initial drive of the ball game.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to take another timeout, it looks like.
Is it the West or the East? The West going to take a timeout. Well, again, thank all our fine sponsors, especially the guys who've been with us from the onset. The Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner. They've been with us pretty much since the inception of PrepSpin, although before PrepSpin we were something else. And I think, weren't they a part of that too?
Yeah.
They were. So they've been with us since we've been doing this,
mm-hmm.
which is kind of scary. And they know us both, and they keep hanging on, huh?
They let me tell you something about those guys is they are big fans. They're avid high school fans,
mm-hmm.
and they're avid middle school fans, and they appreciate the product that we put out there, and they know that what we're doing helps kids get into college or helps kids get noticed at the next level, whether it's college, whether it's pro, whether it's these middle school guys trying to make a name for themselves, and
right.
That's what it's about, man. It's
right.
About supporting kids, and it's a great deterrent for these kids to come and stay off the streets and things like that, because they know they're going to be broadcast on PrepSpin, and great organizations like this help that cause as well.
Roller looking deep, and it is off the hands of number 82, Jackson Schneider of Anderson County. It'll bring up second down and 10 with 2.6 seconds to play. They had 2 receivers to either side. And back defending for the West squad was number 22. That is Evan Spader of Bowling Green. Same formation. Tackett, the running back to the right of Roller. Looking left. Now looks back right. Throws down the sideline. And it's broken up by Spader. That's the end of the first half with the score at halftime. The East squad on top of the West in the 7th grade Kentucky Middle School Football Association East-West All-Star Game 7-0. Back with more halftime, and I think we may try to get Greg Mitchell up here at the halftime break on PrepSpin.com.
Choosing a college is a major decision.
So why did I choose WKU?
Because at WKU, professors are experts in their field.
I'm encouraged to study abroad.
And make the whole world my classroom.
And where I get real-world experience. Doing exactly what I want to do.
And where I have all the tools I need to prepare for a successful future.
It's all within my reach at Western Kentucky University.
I know you young people said to yourselves, I am going to live a purposeful life.
And I say to you, during your 4 years of college is a time to enlarge your souls. And the way to enlarge your lives is to so broadcast your life into the lives of others that it will return to you 100-fold.
For over 100 years, Russell Athletic has built the uniforms that transform individual athletes into teams. Teams united in passion for the game and unapologetic in their desire to win. Whether you're celebrating a hard-earned championship or heading back to the gym for next season, when teams come together, Russell Athletic will be there, always.
I'm Mark Ingram. I wear Russell Athletic, and I play for team.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
You're looking at the 8th grade East and West squads. Are getting individual pictures taken down the field at halftime of the 7th grade East-West All-Star game. You see the score on the bottom of your screen. East leads at 7-0. They got a touchdown run early on their opening drive of the ball game by Jay Montgomery Jones, who took it in and put the East squad up 6-0. Brittany Menard out of Hazard added the extra point, made it 7-0 in favor of the East, and that's where we stand right now here at halftime.
She sure did, didn't she?
If you've enjoyed all of our coverage, not only of the Kentucky Middle School football playoffs, state playoffs, if you've enjoyed what we do here on PrepSpin at the high school level, as far as whatever sports you're following, I know William has done a lot of the last year did all the state championship games for the high school Gridiron Bowl down in Bowling Green. He'll be back down there Friday and Saturday of this week. I'm going to join him on Saturday. Can't get down there on Friday due to my regular work commitment, although I would like to do this more full time. But unfortunately, right now, can't get that. We get Kendall Wright just joining us right now, watching Connor Wright, number 25 on the East squad.
Kendall wants to send a shout out to Connor, like you said there, but Kendall and the Wrights, they're part of the big Wright Concrete Company down there in Pikeville, and I want to send a shout out to them tuning in today, and thank you so much as you see the 8th grade team continue to stretch and get their photos taken down on the field. But, Wright Concrete Company, big supporters of youth sports as well.
Yeah, the Mountains very well represented not only here, but as far as high school play, deep into the playoffs this year, or teams that were very successful in the regular season. Pikeville, one of those as well. One of my favorite places to visit. Of course, I don't visit on as much as I do on the for the high school as I do. I go up there with my college stuff. So
maybe we can get down to Pikeville one day, and maybe Wright Concrete could be our title sponsor for the game and help us do some of those either middle school or high school games down there.
Yeah, I know they have a big, huge. I think it goes over 2 weekends called the Pike County Bowl. That would be really good to do. So we could do that as well. So that would be really nice. I know I spent some time, like I said, with Devin Sams' parents. They liked the fact that we were covering the middle school, but they've invited us down to do some bowl action for the high school team come the 2015 football season. We would love to join them. We know we had some fine folks, of course, back at Belfry up in the mountains that have invited us to come up there as well. We've also had some people as well come up to the Letcher County Central as well. We would love to come down there and do games as well. We do games all over Central Kentucky and cover just about every sport you can imagine. We've covered, of course, football, middle school and high school. We've covered of course, I said Williams covering, providing the production for the Kentucky High School Athletic Association Gridiron Bowl. He picked up soccer and volleyball this year. He also picked up the state baseball tournament a couple of years ago that he's covered, that he and I actually got to work together on for the KHSAA. What else have we covered? We covered the high school wrestling state tournament as well. As a matter of fact, we got a lot of stuff coming up. Basketball's kicking off here in the next week or so for the high school level.
It's hard to believe basketball's already here, but man.
And for those of you all that have seen or been a part of high school wrestling, we have a big high school wrestling tournament coming up at the end of December, just after Christmas. It'll be Monday and Tuesday. We'll be on the air for the semis and finals, the Woodford County Invitational Tournament over in Versailles.
Choosing a college
I will provide the play-by-play for that. And I had a buddy of mine ask me, he said, what in the world do you know about wrestling? Well, I went to Woodford County. That's the sport they're known for predominantly. I'm the only one with the crew for PrepSpin that knows anything about wrestling, so therefore I get it.
Unless you're talking about WWE,
right? But that's entertainment, whereas this is actually wrestling. And for all you football fans out there, if you've never seen it, let's do it.
That's right. We got some more Twitter action coming in here as people continue to tweet at PrepSpin on Twitter, and they got a shout out to Curtis. What is that? Petit.
Yes,
maybe
I believe so.
I don't know.
Got a glare off of there.
Anyway, at the All-Star game today, West Squad, number 10. Look who number 10 on the West Squad is. Maybe we can get that.
Well, the wind's playing havoc with my rosters here.
Number
that is
10
Curtis Petit.
All right.
Pettit, I should Pettit, excuse me. Now, you got me saying it. Curtis Pettit out of Monroe County.
Okay. Tweet us how to say his last name
correctly.
It's
Pettit.
Because we might be
well, the one I'm going to have trouble with is the 8th grade.
I got you.
Got a young man. I actually got a couple. First name, and I'm going to apologize to the folks in Frankfort and Elkhorn fans before we ever get there. If I can look down here and see his name somewhere. Now I've lost it. But we also have a young man from Corman, and I struggled with his name the whole weekend of the state playoffs up there in Lexington. But it's Cameron Mauguette. Okay, that's the pronunciation I got. So we'll see if I got it. If I don't have it right, folks from Corbin, tweet me in and let me know. And it's I'm sure I'll be calling his name quite a bit because the young man is a really, really fine player. I know I had that name somewhere. Here he is. He's on the young man on the 7th grade roster for the East. The quarterback is Zarius Roller.
Okay.
I actually got that pronunciation last night at the banquet as well.
All right, again, our Twitter is open. You can tweet us live right here today, and we'll get a lot of those out on the air.
You know, we talk about all the stuff that we have going on here. We want to thank the people at the Frankfort Convention Center, Civic Center downtown here in Frankfort. They hosted the banquet last night and did a wonderful job of helping not only the folks for the Middle School Football Association here, but they also helped you get online, get your video up online, up on the big screen behind the podium that played pretty much throughout the night. So I want to thank them, too, because they don't get a lot of recognition for providing that kind of service, not only to the people of Frankfort, but people who come down in for conventions and stuff like that. I want to give them a big shout out because also too, get this now, they moved it back. The conference tournament for the Mid-South Conference College Tournament, it's back in Frankfort this year after being on campus down in Tennessee a year ago. So that's a big event coming to them in the month of March.
The Mid-South
The Mid-South Conference, which of course includes Georgetown, the University of Cumberland's, Pikeville, those kind of teams. All those, Lindsey Wilson.
Hey, maybe
Campbellsville.
Maybe if you guys want to broadcast that in HD, holler at us.
We sure will. Well, that's the other thing too. The guys. So it could be the fact that the Mid-South Conference may pick it up themselves and do it as a conference broadcast, but I don't know what that's going. But I do have connections. Yeah, I do have connections with that. And maybe we can work it out. But as you look down and you see the West squad, or that's actually the East squad dressed in the blue jerseys with those black numbers and the white numerals around, or the white trim. They are getting their individuals taken, both the East and the West squads out warming up for the second half of action here. East lead it 7-0 here at the break of the 7th grade East-West All-Star game.
All right. Well, we are going to step out and take a break, and we'll be right back here. Let's pay
some bills.
Pay some bills, exactly. And most importantly, though, let's show these fine folks here at the Kentucky Center for Orthodontics one more time before we start the second half.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Back to Kentucky State University Alumni Stadium in Frankfort, Kentucky. It'll be the West squad receiving the opening kickoff to begin the second half of action. The East leads at 7-0. Darren Douglas along with William Warfield.
That's me.
Here on the PrepSpin Sports Network.
Want to thank everybody for tuning in today, and looks like a whole bunch of you tuning into this one, and I'm sure that the 8th grade game will be the same way as well. But man, thanks again for tuning in, for all your support. We got some more shout outs going in here. Curtis Pettit's got a lot of
people watching down there in Monroe County. Home of the Falcons.
A lot of folks down there watching. Again, I want to remind folks out there watching, too, our video player, our YouTube player that you're watching the game on here today, down in the right corner, there is a little thing. It looks like a little bolt, if you will. It's got some indents in it. But anyway, if you click on that, you'll be able to up your quality. Now, some of you may have a default where you're watching it at 360. That's kind of like what cell phones and mobile devices use, right? So you can upgrade that to either 480 or 720.
And you recommend 720.
Yeah, the 720 is the high definition. And if you got the bandwidth to support that, that makes the broadcast just look spectacular. You can watch it on your big screens if you got a streaming device or whatever. Matter of fact, we're asking folks out there that's watching today, why don't you go ahead and take a picture of how you're watching the game and tweet it to us. We collect those. If you look through our pictures on Twitter, you'll see a ton of those in there. But definitely take a picture of how you're watching the game today and tweet that to us, and we'll retweet that here today as well. And we appreciate all your support, folks. And for if it wasn't you guys watching the games, and for our sponsors certainly sponsoring it, none of this would be possible, and especially without the Kentucky Middle School Football Association for doing such a great, amazing job here putting this all-star game on and their tournaments, and just a great job by Greg Mitchell and Jamie and Adam and the guys there with KYMSFA.
That's easy for you to say.
Hey, I pulled it off.
I can't. I tried the other night and couldn't do it.
We're getting set for the third quarter of play here in the 7th grade game, and with that, I'm going to turn it back over here to Double D, Darren Douglas, for the second half action right here live from Kentucky State University.
Thank you, William. East leads over the West 7-0, and the East will kick it off to the West, and it looks like the East is going to be moving left to right on your computer or television screen, ever how you're watching. I got a buddy of mine, Tim, down in San Antonio, Texas.
The young man watches a lot of the games.
He does. Well, he's not young, trust me. If he's a friend of mine, you know he's old. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Well,
but anyway, he's watching down in San Antonio, and I guarantee you, folks, Tim, I'm going to rat you out. He's in the doghouse with his wife because he's down in his man cave. So he's probably missed an anniversary or a birthday or something. He's notorious for that. So need to get him back up here to Kentucky, to the great state of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so that way I can keep an eye on him, keep him out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't be in trouble with his wife as much. You've learned that being a married man, haven't you?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Jessica Gibson, she's tuning in today.
Just tuned in to us. I believe that's one of our Corbin folks, I think.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I
think I recognize that name. Jessica, let us know where you're from. That'll make me either
we got
a genius or otherwise.
All over the state, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Well, I got a compliment paid to what we do here online from the Corbin folks. Devin Sams' parents were very elated as we covered his stuff.
Now here's something very important. History is going to be made right here on this kickoff, because Brittany Menard, she's about to.
Well, she's made it already. She's kicked the extra point.
Well, she's made the extra point, but she hasn't done a kickoff yet, so this is the first time.
That's true, but just playing in this game, she is the trendsetter.
We'll see if she kicks it deep or if she's going to do an onside kick here.
I think she's probably going to squib it.
Yep.
She does.
Oh, and it's a nice one, too.
It's a really good one. It bounces over the head of the receiving team and it goes out of bounds. So in the West, the East, unable to recover. And I tell you what, you cannot draw it up any better.
Oh, she booted that ball.
She did. Very nice. Want to remind you that you can catch all the if you like these young men and young lady that are playing in this, you can catch a boatload of them in the 6 games this weekend on KHSAA.org. You can go watch it on the live television version of it. Go to the KHSAA website. William will be producing it. Our good buddy, Gary Ball, along with Bill Ransdale, Coach Mike Meehan will be on the color, along with Steve
Tressler, isn't
no,
it?
Steve. Oh my goodness, I've gone totally blank.
Starts with a T.
Yeah, starts with a T, and I've heard the man called. He's a Hall of Famer, and I should know his name. And I'm probably gonna have to text my buddy Gary to find out, but he is the voice of the Boyle County Rebels.
Yeah, I think everybody knows who you're talking about.
I do, and if you've heard him, you'll love his voice. He's got an outstanding voice. They'll be bringing you all 6 games. Here's the first carry of the second half, and it comes.
Jessica's watching. Jessica Gibson's.
That's Braden Page.
She took a picture. She's watching it on her Levino laptop. That's not easy to say either.
No.
But anyway, she's watching it on our laptop, so thank you so much for tuning in to us on
saying
on
let's go east.
She's a
Jessica,
East fan.
tweet us in and let us know who you're watching specifically. Pass out in the flat, tipped and knocked down by Jalen Allen, number 2 in white out of Johnson County Middle School.
She's coming in to us live from Union, Kentucky.
So
she
you're
said.
watching all the Union Raiders up there. I was up in your area about 3 weeks ago, covering a high school game between Woodford County and Cooper High School. That's up in the Union area. High snap. Rogers brings it down, gives it off to Page, who's hitting the hole but breaks that tackle.
Oh, ball came
Loses
loose.
the ball, and it's covered up
East is saying they
by
got
the
it.
East squad at the 33-yard line. Nope.
It's going to stay
West
with
got
West,
it, and
yeah.
I believe that's
that
Seth
was number
Thompson.
1.
Number 1?
Yeah, that was number 1. He came
Okay,
over
number
the
1 and
football.
number 5. That's number 1. Nelson Browning out of Callaway County recovered it.
Credit Browning for the recovery.
So it'll be 4th and 4.
We'll see if I can get you on one of them reality shows. Maybe we could do our own reality show. How about that? What if we did the sports broadcasters?
Nobody will pay to watch it, I'm telling you.
Listen, and we had those guys follow us from how we prepared to how we set up and all
Wow.
that. And, you and I fighting a lot and that kind of stuff.
We don't fight. We just argue a lot.
Be entertaining on
Rogers.
TV.
Down he goes as he went back to pass. He cocked it. Nobody to throw to. And dropped for a loss. Back at the West 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the East on the 4-down turnover.
I'm going to call my friend Ludacris and see if you can set that up.
Okay. Well, we need to call somebody closer who's got deep pockets, and that would be Mr. Gary Ball.
Aye.
I believe he just sent me a text. I think he's watching this afternoon from Lexington.
Gary could be part of the reality show, no doubt.
Well,
we could do the whole thing.
You want some good-looking guys on there, and Gary and I do not fit that bill. I formation behind the quarterback, Burton, who's been there
of course,
at the start of each quarter.
I was on his show the other day, and I went back and watched it on the DVR. Man, I look like I gained 20 pounds on TV, brother.
Hey, dude, I'm telling you, the camera puts on about 15, 20 pounds. It really does.
Well, it put
a 5-yard illegal procedure against the East squad backs them up 5. 1st and 15 now for the East, who scored on their opening possession of the ball game, a touchdown run by Jay Montgomery Jones out of Elkhorn Middle School here in Frankfort.
The TV put about 30 or 40 pounds on me, my friend.
Well, they say the camera does not lie. Chance England now following us along Twitter. Thank you, Chance. They turn, give it off to Jones. He runs headlong right in to number 26, Ivan Drabaki out of Bowling Green. First time we've called Drabaki his first time on a tackle this afternoon. A lot of Bowling Green representatives on that west. Of course, it's a couple hours to the west here from Frankfort. You have to go down, of course, the Bluegrass Parkway and head down that way, and you'll run right into Bowling Green. After you get on 65 South. They turn, give it off to Tackett, who runs over a tackler in the hole. And that's number 21 for the West squad, Jace Bruner out of Somerset.
And you call him Little Pookie.
And Bruner, I tell you what, did exactly what you want a linebacker to do. He read the run, filled the hole. Took a really good shot from Tackett, but was able to hang on and make the tackle. So it's 3rd and 10 after the short gain from Tackett. I formation. Receivers to either side, the tight end to the right. They turn, fake it to the fullback, still looking, in trouble, down he goes.
I'll tell you what, that fooled our camera guy as well. That was a good fake.
Yep, Burton sacked for a 5-yard loss. It'll be fourth down and 15. And the West able to get to him, led by Thompson. Terry and Thompson out of Bowling Green, along with his compadre there on the defensive line. And I'm thinking that looks like, can't see the number. He's got his left arm right over the jersey number.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to give the young man, I think that's Dylan Barnett out of Drakes Creek, I think. And a whistle and a stoppage of play on an illegal procedure or false start on the east side.
Dead ball.
William, can you check that young man out there on the defense? He's playing right defensive tackle. I can't catch his number.
Right defensive tackle.
He's in the white helmet there.
White helmet. Oh, gotcha.
Thank you.
That's
number 12. No. Tackle on the defensive line. Trying to catch his number. I want to give the young man some. There he is, right there to the left, to the right of your screen. Oh, can't see him. We'll catch him here in a minute. Want to get his name out there. Receiver in motion is Jones from right to left, and just out of reach as Burton tried to hit Jones, who had come in motion on the wheel route, just overthrew his receiver, and it's 1st and 10 for the West squad at their own 36-yard line after the turnover that doesn't hurt them.
Well, it was 82 you were talking about on the line there.
On the West?
Yeah.
I don't have a number of 82.
No, 82 on the East. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was talking about the West, but I'll catch him here in a minute. So 1st and 10 for the West squad as they bring out Rogers, the quarterback, again for the West. The running back is Page behind him. And the pistol formation, whistle, and a stoppage of play. And it's encroachment on the East. A 5-yard penalty coming up on the guys in white. It'll be 1st and 5 now for the East. So this game got off to a bang with a touchdown run from Montgomery Jones in the first quarter on the opening possession. And since then, it's been a defensive struggle.
Mm-hmm. Again, our Twitter is open, folks. You can tweet us. Please do so. It's at PrepSpin. At that little at symbol, you know what I'm talking about, that you put in emails.
Mm-hmm.
And then put PrepSpin, and we'll get those on our end, and we'll tweet some of those out for you, or shout out those.
They turn, give it off to Page. He's hit and dropped in the backfield by Allen.
Page stopped at the line of scrimmage. Looks like he may have lost two.
Gain or a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 7 now for the West. Shotgun formation. Rogers swings it out here on the near side, and it's dropped.
You got a little hit afterwards, too.
Austin Upchurch was there defensively for the East squad. Upchurch out of South Pulaski. It's intended for Travis Brown, who dropped it. Brown out of Callaway County. As you can tell, we get them from all over the Commonwealth.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the West blessed with a lot of players from Bowling Green.
One thing, Dallin Dental with 2 convenient locations in Harrodsburg and Nicholasville. Thank you for supporting
Draw
us.
play, and it's loose on the play. Page didn't get the handoff, and a turnover by the West squad to the East. Their 3rd turnover of the day, and the East has it in West territory again at the 35-yard line. Make it the 35-yard line. Didn't see who recovered the fumble. So it's 1st and 10 for the East squad. As Izarius Roller in at quarterback, the I formation behind him. The fullback is Ashurst. They turn, give it off to the deep man, Israel. inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. A gain of 6, 2nd and 4 on the stop for the west side. As I'm looking down there at the number here on the near side. Boy, a young man looks like, I think it's 70 here on the near side. They hand it off, and the ball's loose and recovered. And I believe that's Connor Wright, number 25.
Yep.
And that was the young man I was looking for, his number from the left defensive end spot. The ball came free. And I believe that was Thompson, the defensive tackle for the west side out of Bowling Green, knocked it away from the running back, Israel. And then Connor Wright out of Pikeville got the recovery, and it's 1st and 10 now for the West at their own 30-yard line. Trailing at 7-0. 4:08 to play here in the third. Rogers, the quarterback. He brings the receiver in motion. Looking right. Now going to float out a screen, and he's hit and dropped behind the line. A loss of 4 for Braden Page out of Campbellsville. In on the tackle for the East squad is Ashurst, number 26, along with another guy who's been very active this afternoon from the linebacking spot, Jalen Johnson, number 42. So the two linebackers combine on the stop. And it's 2nd down and 13, so a loss of 3. Back to the 27-yard line. Bad snap. Rogers down on a knee to field it. And another loss for the West. Another loss of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 16. Actually, loss of 4. Timeout West. So the West squad trails at 7-0 as we have a timeout call by the black-clad West team. Well, again, we want to thank some of our fine sponsors. We mentioned Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner out of the Kentucky Center for Orthodontics. We've also mentioned Dallin Dental. All Sports out of the Fayette Mall, along with the American Sign and Lighting Company. Brown, Frost, and Todd, and Football University.
I want to send a shout-out to Teresa Emmert, who is tuning into today's game. And she's also rooting on number 10 of the West Side.
That would be
Curtis Petiti. Yeah.
Curtis Pettit.
Pettit.
Yep. See, you get me in trouble with name pronunciations here. So the West will have it 3rd down and about 17 to go. And they have really struggled. They've not gotten anything offensively going this afternoon. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that maybe the center they have here in this ball game is not used to the shotgun snaps. He's been in predominantly shotgun formation the whole day. Rogers has the snap, looking in trouble. Down he goes. Back for the East squad. As it was Connor Wright out of Pikeville, along with number 26, John Ashurst out of Belfry. So the defensive end along with a linebacker combining on the sack. As
Did you ever play tackle the quarterback growing up?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you guys always
this
call it?
one punted away, and it comes down to number 21 as they're not going to have punt returns here.
Oh.
And that is Isaiah Birchfield out of Belfry. And it'll go over right there at the 35-yard line of the West. So 1st down and 10 for the East with 2:13 to play in the third quarter.
JT Loki says he wants to send a shout out to all his fellow players playing on the East 7th grade team. Let's go Union Raiders. And then
remember that young man? He had a really fine game for
Trawick's got a shout out from Gino Marvel, excuse me. Great tackle against Gino.
They turn, they pitch it back. Now they're going to throw it.
Ooh.
And an incomplete pass. Underthrown as they were looking for Birchfield on the flea flicker. And Coach Rose pulling out the trick play here in the All-Star game. That's Coach Tim Rose, I know. Always, as a head coach on the opposing sideline of Dr. Tim Rose, I always had to prepare for every trick play I could think of with my defense because he has a bag full of them. And not afraid to call them at any point of the time of the game or in position on the field. I formation behind roller.
You played back in the day when they didn't have any face masks, right?
Leather helmets. No, I didn't, but this was when I was a coach, and the stop in the backfield as they turned and gave it off to Israel.
You kind of look like one of those old Baltimore Colts.
Now you're
one of the Johnny Unitas.
Now you're stepping on my toes now. Clock running here in the third quarter. No score in the third quarter of play as we go under the 2-minute mark. It's 3rd and 11. I think I finally saw that young man's number. I think it's 69, and that would be Logan Carofo. Or Carafa. That's it, Carafa. Can't read my own writing. That's bad. Roller. Throwing deep. Has a man out there. Caught!
Got it.
Caught by his Elkhorn teammate, Cameron Phelps. It hung up in the air, but a nice adjustment from the two Elkhorn Elks hooking up on a big play from the 31-yard line down to the 12, a gain of 19, 1st and 10 for the East from the 11-yard line of the West, looking to add to their 7-0 lead here in the last 90 seconds of the third quarter. They turn, give it off to Jones, sprinting left or right, hitting the hole, breaks a tackle inside the 5, reaches for the goal line, nope, just inside the 1.
The official didn't want to give him the stretch there. He said that his knee fell.
Knee hit before he broke the plane. Nice run by Montgomery Jones, and it's 1st and goal for the squad. Inside the 1, about at the 6-foot line, or the 6-inch line, I should say. With this guy they called, what was his nickname they called him last night when they called him up on stage to give him his jersey? Oh, I can't remember.
Italian Stallion.
No, it was J something. Can't remember.
J-Dubs.
No, I'll remember if you say it. Roller gives it off to the Jones this time. He's hitting the backfield. Straightened up, still on his feet. And then finally gets finished off.
He's hurt, too. It's like.
Jones on the carry again.
Well, I tell you what. He's a fun guy to watch run. Finally knocked off his feet after bouncing off several West defenders by Wright. Number 25. Under 40 seconds to play in the third. 2nd down and goal. A loss of 2 on the play. A loss of about 1.5 yards out to the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal for the East squad, who leads it 7-0 here in Frankfort. Receivers to either side. Shotgun formation. Roller with Montgomery Jones to his left. Tackett to his right. They fake it to Tackett. Throwing on the flag route. Just out of the reach.
They had 2 receivers out there.
Yeah, somebody ran the wrong pattern, I think. Just out of the reach of Johnson, number 42. As I mentioned, out of Campbell Middle School. Over there in Winchester. They combined a couple of middle schools over there. Conkright and Clark Middle to go to Campbell.
Got
Ashley Moore now joining us.
We also got Teresa Emmert showing us a photo of how she's watching the game today. She's got it on her projector there. I don't know if it's at home or if it's at her office or
Is that
whatever.
a projector screen?
It's a projector screen she's watching this on.
Pretty good.
It's a good hookup
quality
you
there,
got
yeah.
there. Yes, sir.
Well, my buddy Tim texted me again, and guess what? He is in trouble. He is in his man cave. Been there the whole weekend.
Sounds like you and Tim were made for each other, brother.
Tim, no. I at least remembered birthdays and anniversaries. He has trouble with that.
Want to give a shout out to all my Union Raider players, and especially number 75, says Ashley Moore on Twitter.
Okay.
Thanks,
So
Ashley.
Ashley is rooting for Cooper White, whose name we have not called, but he is the right tackle on the offensive formation right here on 3rd and goal for the East squad. Roller the quarterback, pistol formation with Montgomery Jones behind him. They turn, give it off to Birchfield, cuts it up in the middle.
He might get in.
And inside the 1, just short of the goal line.
That's good defense. Showed up twice in a row here by the west side.
Now to be 4th and goal, just inside the 1 as we end the 3rd quarter of play.
So what do? You take a field goal or you go for it?
You may see Brittany Menard come out there and kick it here in just a minute, but through 3 quarters of play, it's the East still 7, the West nothing. We'll be back with more of the East-West Kentucky Middle School Football Association All-Star Game on PrepSpin.com.
Nice job today.
Thanks, Coach.
Proud of you. We'll get back at it tomorrow. If we lose focus on the field, it could cost us a penalty or even the game. If you lose focus behind the wheel by texting and driving, it costs you a fine or worse, your life. Big Blue Nation, don't text and drive.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S Sports. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Back to the capital city of Frankfort here in the 7th annual Kentucky Middle School Football Association East-West All-Star Game. Darren Douglas, William Warfield. The East has it 4th and goal from just inside the 1 of the West. They give it off to Tackett.
He got it.
Touchdown East. And the East leads it now 13-0 as they'll get Brittany Menard in to kick the extra point, or are they going to get somebody else? So they're going for 2, it looks like. They going for 2?
I don't know.
They're going to call timeout, I think, as Coach Tim Rose, the offensive coordinator for the East, going to call timeout. We'll keep it right here.
You got to get her in there and kick the extra point. Yeah. I mean, you're up 13-0. Why go for 2?
Gary Barnett, Texas, as you mentioned, supporting the 7th grade Drakes Creek members of the West squad. Gary, text us and let us know exactly where Drakes Creek is, just based on the nickname you threw out there. I'm thinking you're down around Warren County, but I'm not for sure. I just want to know that for sure where you're from. Yeah. So where is Drakes Creek Middle School at? I have to be honest with you, I've not heard of it until this year.
Mm-hmm.
So
here's an interesting situation. You know, you see a lot of 2-point conversions at this level.
Yes,
but,
you do.
But you got a
pretty
young
good
lady that's really outstanding on the, especially extra points, and she's already proved she can kick the ball off as well. But this is her game. It's her time to shine. I would definitely not go for 2 right now with you up 13-0. Let's just go for 1.
Well, I can understand what he's thinking here. If they get 2 scores, they're going to get two touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions to win if they're the West. So I can understand thinking there, but I understand where you're coming from as well. They fake it. This roller looks deep into the end zone, intercepted. That's Spader.
So you
that picks it off for the West squad. Evan Spader out of Bowling Green.
So I disagree with that. I think you go for the extra point and let her have her moment. And,
well, I understand where you're coming from, and as a broadcaster, I can see both sides of it. As an offensive coordinator, I can see where Dr. Rose is coming from. The offensive coordinator, I can see where he's coming from there. I'm thinking right along with him. Of course, us being on opposing sidelines for so many years, he and I almost think alike, which is kind of scary. His part, not mine. But the East lead it 13-0. You see 9 minutes, 57 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. And we have not, since I've been doing this, we've not had an overtime game in this.
Hey, don't jinx us, man. Don't jinx us. Hey, but listen.
Hey, the fans out there online would love to watch an overtime game, I think.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I'm thinking that they're rather, let's get this over with. They're checking the Kentucky score every now and then.
Yeah. That hadn't started yet.
It
starts in about 13 minutes.
Starts in 13 minutes, you're right.
Of course, the Cats, the number one ranked team in the country, taking on the Friars of Providence, coming in, I believe, at number 25 this year.
Bowling Green. You're right.
Pretty good guess on my part. I assume Drakes Creek would also, with the nickname Gators, would probably feed Greenwood High School down there.
Greenwood is
that's
Gators.
The most logical choice. Of course, you ask anybody that's known me any length of time, I'm not a very logical thinker. So,
well, that's true.
Menard will kick it away, and a nice feeling. Whew. Montgomery Jones just leveled Curtis Pettit of Monroe County, but a nice job by Curtis to field that punt. Or that kickoff. And I tell you what, Menard, folks don't realize how hard it is to kick a football in general to get it high and deep down the field. An even tougher skill for a kicker to master is a proper onside or squib kick, because you have to kick the top half of the football to get that, hopefully, on the second or third bounce, that big hop you're looking for. And she's done it twice this afternoon and gotten the results you look for. It'll be Rogers, bad snap, whistle, and they're going to call Rogers down as he went down to a knee to fill that low shotgun snap. It'll be a flag on the play as well. I think they're going to get illegal motion or illegal procedure against the East squad or the West squad. Didn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage. Got to have 7. They didn't have enough. So it's second down after the botch snap of loss of 5 to the quarterback Rogers. Unfortunately for Rogers, all this goes on his rushing total.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 2nd and 15. Same formation, double tight ends. A bad snap again. They fake it, give it off to Page on the crossbuck action in the backfield. And he's going to get a yard. Actually, not even going to get a yard. He's going to lose a yard.
There's not much happening there.
No, they've had trouble all afternoon with that snap from center. It's 3rd and about 18 now, coming up for the East, and timeout West. We'll keep it right here. Coming up the 8th grade game at around 2 o'clock or so. And the two squads, about 37 players each, and look like they all are here this afternoon. The West squad led by head coach Mark Carter. His assistants are West Atwood, Marlon Hoskins, Butch Patterson, Todd Adler, and Darren Jackson. The East squad led by head coach Brent Jackson. His assistant coaches are Jeff Barnett, Sean Black, Eric Gray, and Jordan Pruitt. Of course, Brent Jackson last night, the head coach at Corbin, inducted into the Kentucky Football Association, Middle School Football Association's Hall of Fame. And just when they were reading his resume,
you see number 63.
It took about 5 minutes to read his just the Coach Jackson's resume.
Deborah Henderson's cheering on big number 63 there for the East side.
For the East side, let's see, 63. That's Ethan Barrett. Rogers rolling left.
Flag in the backfield.
Throws to Spader, and Spader is hit down about the thighs. Spun down by Israel out of Elkhorn, and a flag on the play, as you mentioned, William, behind the play.
Yeah, it's going to come back. It's going to be holding.
Didn't have 7 on the line of scrimmage again.
Gotcha.
4th down. Tell you, our head official, we don't have the names of the officials, but he's got more FaceTime than a lot of other folks here this afternoon. Giving a shout out to his brother Gary Barnett, again out of Bowling Green area. Giving a shout out to his little brother, number 9, DJ Brookins from Westport Middle out of Louisville.
All right.
Westport nicknamed the Hawks. And many, many moons ago, I played against, when I thought I was a soccer player, played against Westport High School, which is no longer in existence. They turn. I was shotgun snap. We have a whistle, and a very late whistle, and a flag.
It's going to be a false start.
It's going to be a false start. The flag landed up at the 50 or at the 49-yard line. Nope, encroachment on the defense. So a 5-yard step off against the west or the east side. Gives it back into East territory. Leading at 13-0 with 9:05 to play in the ball game. West for only the third time today in East territory. But not much offense to speak of for the west side today. As Thompson and Browning come to the near side. They throw deep down the field looking for Pettit. It's incomplete, and it goes back over on downs to the East squad, who lead it 13-0 with 8:40 to play in the ball game.
Turnover on downs, my friend.
So the East squad looking to build on a 13-0 lead. And they have, I believe this is Roller back in at quarterback for, nope. That's Blake Burton out of South Pulaski back in at quarterback for the East squad. He has Tackett and Montgomery Jones, the fullback, tailback respectively in the I formation behind him. Turns, gives it off to Tackett right up the middle into West territory at the 42-yard line. Tackle by Thompson and Bruner for the west side. Both those young men have been very active defensively for the west side. Spencer County, if you're not familiar with the geographical makeup of where Spencer is, they are just outside Shelby County or Shelbyville, Kentucky. Taylorsville, if you're familiar with Taylorsville Lake, that's where Spencer County is, just west of here, down I-64. Illegal procedure coming up on the east, so a 5-yard penalty against the white side. And now to go back 5 yards, it'll be 2nd down and 6 for the east. As Burton will bring his offensive squad to the line. Again, the I formation. Tackett the fullback, Montgomery Jones the tailback. Receivers to either side. They give it off to Tackett. Big hole up the middle. He has the first down inside the West 40 to the 39. Tripped up by Bruner again. Also in on the stop for the west side was Kane Adams out of Drakes Creek. Number 42 in black. Actually gave him just inside the 40. So we'll call it 1st and 10 from the west 40-yard line for the east. Same formation. Schneider to the right. Jones here to the left. They give it off again to Tackett. And some big hits in there in the interior of that defensive line for the West. Again on the stop for the West is the linebacker Bruner. Of course, he has a gold helmet, but the only thing that differentiates him from the Bowling Green folks there on that defensive side of the ball for him is that purple stripe down the middle. But Bruner making stop after stop here. Same formation, turn, give it off to the deep man, Montgomery Jones bobbles the ball in the hole, gets it back, And it's going to be dragged down right at the line of scrimmage. On the stop for the west side, that is Karofa for the west side, the defensive tackle, along with Kane Adams again for the west side.
Nice crowd here today.
Well, kind of gotten calm here after that second touchdown for the east side. Same formation as they bring in actually two receivers here to the left, the I formation behind. They turn and throw it too high for Jones here on the near side. It'll be 4th and 9 now. Burton tried to hit the wideout on here on the far side, Richie Jones, who just ran a little curl route. But unfortunately for the east side, it was too tall for Jones. 4th and 9. Johnson to the right. Jones here to the near side. The tight end to the left. They pitch it back to Montgomery Jones, hitting the backfield. And gets away, still on his feet, trying to shake people away and finally dropped. Ivan Drabaki of Bowling Green, 26 in black, made the initial hit, cleaned up by his teammate there at Bowling Green, Nathan Craig, number 44, along with, again, Kane Adams. So the West defense comes up with another big stop.
I'm going to pan the camera here real quick. I see Greg Mitchell down on the side of the field. I'm gonna
there you see the gentleman there in the short sleeve polo shirt.
It's Mr. Greg Mitchell, the president of Kentucky Middle School Football Association.
And actually that's one of the wives of one of his staff members who's actually, I think she sends out all the emails that everybody gets. Am I correct?
Possibly so.
Can't think of her name, but she is one of the staff members. They give it off to Spader on the carry. He's dropped for a loss of a yard. In on the stop was number 55 for the east side, Keegan Points out of Union Middle School. They feed the Raiders of Ryle High School up in northern Kentucky, just out in the southern part of Boone County. Rolling right is Rogers. Gets it away, intercepted. Nope. Caught by number 1, Nelson Browning out of Callaway County. Rogers, I think, was just trying to throw it away as he was being dragged down by number 34, Tyson Keller out of Union, but a nice grab from Browning. It'll be 3rd and 7. They give it off to Spader, and he is swarmed under.
Nowhere to go there.
Jalen Allen out of Johnson County Middle School, along with John Killingsworth out of Crosby. On the stop for the East squad, it's 4th and 11. A loss of a couple there. And it'll be 4th and 11 for the West side. Again, the public address announcer here trying to encourage both sides, the offensive and defense. That's tough to do. Rogers back to throw. Throws it. Intercepted by number 26, Ashurst. The defensive end out of Belfry, and we have a flag away from the play, and we have an injured player right where that's at for the West side. So we have an injury timeout. We'll be back to Frankfort and the Kentucky State University Alumni Stadium for PrepSpin.com coverage of Kentucky Middle School Football Association's East-West All-Star Game.
There's something special in the air at the University of Louisville. Investment and constant progress are helping today's students and faculty unleash their potential, discover new answers, open more doors, give back to others, see new worlds, and become champions in everything they do. Now, more than ever, it's a great time to be a Louisville Cardinal.
Back to the capital city of Frankfort. Darren Douglas along with William Warfield. Thank you for joining us on PrepSpin.com for the 2014 East-West All-Star Game from the Kentucky Middle School Football Association here in Frankfort. 13-0 East on top of the West. They have the football back. They got penalized for a block below the waist after the interception by Ashurst. The injured player was Jordan Flynn out of Wayne County, number 70. But he, for good news, folks, down there in Monticello, he got up, not only walked off the field, but walked away from his coaches at a pretty good pace. So Jordan up and doing well on the west sideline. A flag flew in on the carry by Roller. And we're going to get either a block in the back or
lead him with the head.
Yeah, that's almost the rule that you find a lot at the college level called. But he led with the and I'm thinking more so he lowered the head to where the crown of the helmet was exposed more so than the face mask. So we're in the final quarter play. 3:54 as you can see on your screen. East leads 13-0. They have the football from their own 19-yard line after the 10-yard penalty. They turn, pitch it back to Tackett, swinging wide right. Up over the 25 to about the 27-yard line. On the tackle for the west side is Spader, along with Rogers for the all-black West team. I tell you what, you see these coaches that don't necessarily coach their players throughout the year or coach their players in this environment, and they do a heck of a job of getting every player on their roster in some shape, form, or fashion on the field throughout the game. They give it off to Montgomery Jones. Had a crease and then dropped by Wright again, as he came up over the 30-yard line to the 34-yard line. Gain of 7 will be 3rd and 8 for the east side. Again, coming up at around 2 o'clock or so, the 8th grade teams will match it up in the East-West All-Star Game.
I want to apologize to the fans out there. They're not changing the to-go yards on our scoreboard. We're getting the data from the scoreboard operator, and they're not fooling with that. They're just putting the downs up.
Ball's intercepted by Thompson at the 34-yard line of the East. He has blockers. Swings it off to the left side. Cuts it back to the middle of the field into East territory at the 45 to the 44-yard line. So Seth Thompson out of Spencer County with the interception. The ball underthrown a little bit by Roller. Looking for, I believe, that was Richie Jones again, number 1.
Spencer County, that you ever been over to that high school, to that football field?
Yes.
It's not the greatest, is it?
It is an old high school field that has seen better days, but they are upgrading their facilities drastically over there. They got a really nice gym, a very nice baseball field and softball area there for Spencer County, and I heard the next thing on the agenda is football field.
Yeah, it's about time.
But it is a very old field. Rogers looking out here for Thompson. Catches it at the 41. Trying to break free, but can't. And the two Belfry teammates, Birchfield and Ashurst, 21 and 26 respectively, combine on the stop for a gain of 5, but we have a flag on the far side of the field, and it looks like it's against the West again. Boy, the West has been snake bitten by turnovers and penalties. Didn't have 7 men on the line of scrimmage. That's like the 4th time here in the second half they've not had enough men on the line of scrimmage. And for viewers out there that aren't aware of that, you have to have 7 men, the 5 linemen, and either a tight end or 2 wideouts or 2 tight ends on the line of scrimmage.
It's an all-star game. It's just miscommunications.
That and alignment, it makes it really tough. They snap it over the head of Rogers. He goes back and falls on it to 32. They're actually going to give him the 35.
That was a good spot by the official.
Yep.
Bad spot for the East.
Well, I tell you, it's tough to, I have to give credit to these linemen. Number one, some of these guys come from a predominantly running program. Others come from predominantly shotgun formation programs, and then you got to match them up. And they've had trouble with the snap all afternoon. And I can look, Thompson is the center right now for the West, and they pretty much ran strictly from the wishbone. So the quarterback was up under center. Spader straightened up in the backfield by number 62, Matthew Couch out of Hazard.
22 Spader on the carry.
And a loss of a couple more. And I tell you what, Mr. Couch, not the tallest in the world as far as linemen are concerned, but you see him in the middle of your screen down there. Right next to Killingsworth out of Crosby, the defensive line. Hunter McLeod out of Johnson County, your right tackle right now, and Jalen Allen, the right defensive end. Rogers empties the backfield. They go 5 wide. Allen comes free. Rogers evades him. Rolls left, throws it as hard and deep as he can. He has a man out there. Caught!
Oh, wow.
What a catch by number 1. That is Nelson Browning out of Callaway County. And a huge play for the West Side, their biggest play of the day. And I talk about Matthew Couch, the defensive lineman out of Hazard for the East squad, not being the tallest of players on the field. Mr. Browning is not as well. Browning probably goes, from here you'd say probably 5'1", maybe?
Maybe.
But he laid out and extended as far as he could, and what a catch on the far side as he came from right all the way across the field. Laid out and catch it. I can tell you what, you can see that through PrepSpin on YouTube later. I can guarantee you that. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you that one. I'm talking about that particular catch in general.
Yep.
Well, nice catch by the wideout out of Callaway County. So a 1st and 10 for the West Side with only 5.9 seconds to play. A huge play. And they get one shot here to maybe put themselves some points on the board here. But, man, what a catch. And it comes here late in the ball game. But, again, you can go to YouTube and catch that particular play, as I think William will have that loaded up just personally for that play, as well as the catch by Devin Sams back in the semifinal game against Bowling Green, nonetheless, that I think rivals any catch I've seen, including the one by Odell Beckham III. That's how good it was.
It was good.
Rogers throwing again. This one's intercepted. Nope, dropped. So with 0.7 to play, the West has one more crack at it.
They're just trying to get on the board just for a feel good.
Oh, yeah. Well, they played well defensively. They've really not struggled very much defensively. They've done a nice job of continuing to keep their offense in the ball game, just unable to get anything going offensively. But the catch by Browning, the highlight of this game, even though the East is going to win this one. So 0.7 to play. We bring 4 receivers here to the near side, 1 back to the right. They're bringing Page in as the tight end now. Actually, it's not Page. Rogers turns, throws, incomplete, and that'll be the ball game. The final score in the 7th grade East-West All-Star game for 2014 was the East 13 and the West nothing. Coming up, the 8th grade sides. We'll see who wins The East-West All-Star Game. Will it be the East? Will it be the West? Come back and find out here on PrepSpin.com.
Yeah, and just so the folks know, we are going to be on a different video applet for the next game. Same YouTube and everything, but it's a different broadcast link than what you're watching the 7th grade game
So you have
on.
to click off and then click on that one, right?
That's right. So just go back to PrepSpin.com or to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PrepSpin, PrepSpin, and click on the next game link. So we're going to do it for Double D and myself for the 7th grade game. Thanks again to our sponsors, the Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Drs. Durbin, Wongi, Garner. We want to thank Brown, Frost, and Todd, and Dallin Dental.
All Sports.
All Sports and All-American, American Sign
and
Lighting.
Yeah.
American Sign and Lighting.
And FBU, Football University.
Football University, that's right.
And I wonder if Bobby Brown's up here watching in New Jersey.
I don't know.
Or excuse me, they don't say New Jersey up here, it's just Jersey.
It's
they dropped the new out there. It's just Jersey.
Jersey. All right, man.
All right. Well, William, good working with you. We've got game number 2, the East-West All-Star Game from Frankfort. It's the 8th grade on PrepSpin.com.
#peace out.